Alright guys, today we are at Cougar Hot Springs and I am going to head down below the parking lot to do some garbage pickup if my dog doesn't take me off the mountain here. Cordy, calm down. I know you're excited to pick up garbage. Jeez. So let's go ahead and see how this goes. So let's go ahead and get a perspective of what it looks like when the lake is dropped. And sometimes right before summer hits, they will go ahead and drop the height of the water. And a lot of times it'll expose a lot of the crap people have thrown off the cliff. As you can see, there's the cliff to the parking lot. And we are going to head down below today to do some of my annual cleanup I like to do. As you guys have seen in some of my previous videos, I'm always cleaning the forest, but this particular canyon is my favorite and I like to do a little extra work here. So let's just roll down this mountain. Thought it would be a good idea to throw their lunch in it, or maybe a bird grabbed it and took it there and ate their lunch. We'll just say that because, you know, we don't want to just go ahead and assume people are crazy enough to throw garbage, plastic, and debris down the mountain. We would never imagine that humanity would be that rough. So we will go ahead and assume humans are great, groovy, and respectful to Mother Nature. Hey, look at that. As I was saying. Let's go ahead and keep rolling along. See what we can see. And I want to show you guys this really neat corduroy road. The reason why I call it a corduroy road is all original meaning of the word corduroy was a road made out of logs placed side by side. And if you look, some of the original roads that were put into these areas before the lake was cut, and it was just a river that came through here. And the lake was eventually, they cut a bunch of trees and they dammed up the canyon. And as you can see, the original road still has original tie cables holding the road, and it was a corduroy road. You would ride on those logs across. They were side by side, maybe planed on the top. But as you can see, this road still exists under the lake, but this particular road will never be driven again. This is now a lake, and there is no other connection for it. There is a piece of piling over there which connected another piece. So they must have done a zigzag across here to keep the road going. But as you guys can see in this spot, this road only is exposed when the lake is dropped. So it's kind of cool. Little piece of Oregon history there for you. A lot of these reservoirs were just old waterways. See, that's what I'm talking about. Corduroy has, just like corduroy pants would be kind of the lines going across the fabric. Well, a corduroy road or bridge would be logs side by side, stacked. And a lot of this cable is rotted. It needs to come out of here. And I'll get to that piece when I can. But yeah, they would just put it side by side, wrap it up. And the reason why it's still here, looks like they even held those down with railroad spikes. The reason why it's still here is because this is always under the water, and the water preserves it and keeps the mystery going, keeps the history going. So let's just go ahead and go take a look at some of these trees that were once a beautiful forest out here. They've now been long under the lake. And as you can see, I boat over these trees a lot. And so it's not a bad idea to come out here, look around for any fish and tackle, because there's no real reason for the hooks and tackle to be left out for somebody to land on their foot. Anyway, we'll make our merry way down over there below the cliffs where people actually throw the bulk of the trash. And we will continue the legacy of Cougar Cleanup 2024. Thanks for coming out, guys. Appreciate it. Back across the corduroy road with Corduroy the dog. Yes, my dog's name is Corduroy. So you don't actually lose anything coming down, guys, to clean up your mountain. You actually gain. You gain muscle, you gain strength, you gain the ability to understand that some things, simple things are important, like exercise and anti-pollution. Let's just blend it up and do a little pollution cleanup mixed with exercise. And as you guys can see, there's only one place these giant rocks could have came from over the years. Some of these other ones are stumps, but that one there, that's clearly from that cliff. So yes, it is a dangerous area, and I want to remind you of the dangers. That way you are not risking your life without being warned. But hey, to me it's a great joy to be able to add any kind of cleanup to the mix. I do not know what we have here, but I'm assuming that is soap. I don't think the fish like the soap. Let us go ahead and fix the problem before the water rises. And here's where we're going to head up. This is going to be a little bit of a journey, a little bit of an adventure, and I'm glad you're along for it, because going up the mountain is the most dangerous part. And we're going to do it in shelves. As you can see, I found a little shelf to walk on here. So we are going to go ahead and walk that shelf until we see another step up. And there's an old culvert. These technically are made out of steel. They will rust in time and turn back to soil. Probably not being that harmful for the environment. If it was up to me, I'd still remove it, but I don't have the strength to pull a metal culvert that does nothing out of a mountain. So some things have to stay. And look at that, an old boot. I wouldn't say an old boot's necessarily going to trash the world, or it's the end of the world if I was to leave the old boot. But why would I do that? Remove some of what is left of the world in the inside. And we'll go ahead and pop that in the bag. And if you're enjoying today's video, I really appreciate it if you'd hit a thumbs up. You know, turn on the notification, hit subscribe for me. I would really appreciate it. It's not necessary, but it always does help. And let's continue the legacy. Here we go. So a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You can see we're not going too crazy or too fast. Now, I did find this piece of an old oven, microwave slash refrigerator a couple years ago. I've tried to pry it out, and I am waiting for it to loosen up. Looks like it has come up a bit, but hey guys, single man with a bag, that would tear right through and I could hurt myself. So the goal of this job is not to hurt yourself, and it's not to go too crazy. As we know, everywhere in the world, every continent is full of pollution by now. Cordy, get away from that. Ooh, and we now have come across a animal down here. Gray hair makes more sense. But definitely disturbing at the least and at the most. I am sensing it's a coyote and not a domestic dog now that I've done a little more investigating it, and I'm feeling better about that versus, let's say, somebody's dog falling off the cliff. So, rest in peace, young Yodi. Come on, Cord. Young Wiley Coyote. Okay. Come on. You can't pick up every piece of glass we find, guys. If I pick up too much broken glass, it cuts through my bag and then I lose everything. I do pick up the big ones, but sometimes if I just see a small speck and I'm walking on this stuff that's already a nightmare, that I will not continue picking it up. Now look at that. A piece of plastic here. And then that leads me to a cell phone right there. Which we all know cell phones and plastic don't need to be in the bottom of the lake. So, what kind of cell phone do we have today? Did it fall off the cliff? Or did it come off of a boat? This is the question. It is a cricket. Obviously, coated in mud. Dead as a doornail. And seen better days. But a cell phone yet, sure enough. That'll go into the bag there. We are seeing more debris up top. We try never to go back down once you go up because it's just too tough to do the up, down, up, down, up, down on this cliff. So you just kind of look to your left and right till you see something. Head in that direction, but try to do it in an upward motion. Is generally what works best around here. But we might be sensing a golf ball over there and something else downward. So, what do we have here? A second cell phone. That is a phone from the early 2000s, guys. Nokia with buttons. Look at that. A Nokia with buttons. Wow. That's crazy. Careful, Cordy. Don't drop all those rocks on me, please. Our bag's getting heavier. Ouch. Right as I say that, the rock slams the ankle, but hey, look at that. A Top Flight XL. Yellow. Yellow Top Flight XL. So what can a person do besides just do their best, right guys? And that's what I feel like I'm doing right now. Just doing my best. Little things that make people happy. Well, this to me is just as good as going out to the gym. Because there's obviously a necessary need to remove some of this crap that we find on our mountains. Another rubber bullet, huh? Political sign of some sort. We can happily remove the dirt, because the dirt don't hurt. For rent, huh? Well, buddy, I think your property went downhill. Sorry to see that. But yes, we had found another rubber bullet. Sorry to see that, guys. Don't really see a point in calling you if you can't keep up with your rental property. You know what I'm saying? So we'll just go ahead and throw that in the bag. It looks like we're gonna have to haul that rental property sign mechanism up the mountain. So we found a new walking stick. Apparently it is the renovated, innovated style. And that's what we're gonna do as we move forward with this adventure. Let's find the dog. Come on, Cordy. Let's go. And let's move our way up the mountain again, guys. There's been quite a number of things thrown off the cliff this year, which I hate to say I don't find surprising. I have hauled some of the cable up and off this cliff. I would advise, you know, if people didn't throw trash off the cliff when you visit a hot spring in Oregon. That right there is actually a useful bracket. Sometimes you get lucky. Solid steel. Not bad. But a lot of things that aren't useful, like this shoe. Yes, I understood, little lady, but there was a garbage can at the top, or a trunk of your vehicle you could have thrown your shoe in, you know what I'm saying? Here we go. No more plastic. It was attached to an electronic, loaded with chemicals. Fun, fun. Cardboard obviously will break down, but it doesn't look pretty if you're taking a picture of, say, a beautiful lake and you think, man, I love this. This is everything to me, except for that giant piece of cardboard halfway down. Cordy, come here. Well, today's your lucky day for your photograph, guy. I got you. I knew I'd get a bag full at least. We may have found the treasure, but now that I see it's broken, it's definitely trash, but it was more of an adventurous find. Somebody's blade that meant something to them at some point. Was it kind for them to throw it off the cliff when they were done? No. What if I was down here, guys? What if you threw that off the cliff and it hit me in the head? Let's try not to do that. Okay, here we go. Seems to be working. Oh, let's see what brand we got here. Now, I do find it fun to hit golf balls off cliffs. I don't do it, but I could see how it would be fun. I do believe they make eco-friendly balls that break down, guys, so you don't have to send a max flying off the cliff. Go ahead and just spend a little extra on the eco balls. Smack as many off the mountain as you want. And let's go ahead and continue on up. We are halfway up to the mountain. I mean, look at that beautiful lake, guys. Look at that beautiful lake. let's go ahead and continue to clean and do our part here in Oregon. While drinking a Coors Light, this person decided it would be a good idea to clean their glasses off a cliff. I hate to say it, they look like they're in absolutely good condition. Nothing more to show us that we have work to do. White claws on the mountain are not allowed. Well, because as you can see, they are hanging off a cliff. And I do not want to be holding all this garbage while hanging off the cliff. And again, we want to thank everybody for watching. If you want to go ahead and hit subscribe, turn those notifications on, and give me a good thumbs up for this video, it would be greatly appreciated and not necessary. But thank you so much for watching, everybody. Stay tuned soon for another episode on the Freight Train Highway. Stay blessed, guys, and we'll see you down the road. All right, guys, let's just take a look at what we got off the mountain real quick on this closing segment. As you can see, political sign, everything made it up, and it was just about that easy to do a mountain cleanup. And so a little bit goes a long way, guys. I say that a lot. Some of the bigger pieces we are going to go ahead and throw into the dumpster here. And let's do that. Throw the bigger pieces in that don't fit the small one. All right. Let's do a little bit of this, do a little bit of that, guys. Thanks for watching.